Hi, welcome to another episode of me on the floor. I've had like a similar kind of rambling from the floor type video like forever ago. And so here I am again with what's on my mind, blocking out that window so you can see me a little better. Yeah, so here's a little thing that's been like really heavy on my mind lately is about a year or two ago, I found out that I am allergic to apples. I've been allergic to apples my entire life, so it started out when I was a kid, whenever I would eat apples or like drink any kind of juice or anything, I would kind of, these neighbors are gonna drive me insane. When I was a kid, I would drink juice or like eat apples or something, and it would like make my stomach upset. Like it would make like my stomach feel like it was full of acid and burning. And I told my parents about it, and they're like, "You're just being dramatic." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, so this is just what happens when you eat apples or drink juice." So I was like, you know what? I don't like juice because of how it makes me feel. So I stopped drinking juice once I had like the option to choose. And I kind of like avoided juice and apples. I would really only have apples like once a year when we go apple picking, whatever, for not the holiday, but like apple picking season. It was like a tradition. Me and my dad would go apple picking. And as the years progressed, I noticed that I was experiencing more and more. So I would like, now instead of just my stomach burning, my throat would kind of swell up a little bit. Like it would be like my throat was really dry, and like no matter how hard I swallowed or drank water or anything, it wouldn't go away. And then one day my son was eating apple slices and he was trying to share with me, and I didn't really want to eat it, and he was rubbing it all over my face, and I noticed my lips had gone numb from that. So I'm not sure what it was exactly that made me realize that like, oh hey, it's the apples. But I guess, one day I was working at a McDonald's and I tried, like they had like this watermelon slushy kind of thing, and I tried it and I was having that reaction, and I was like, what is in this? And the first ingredient that was listed was apple juice. And I was like, huh, that's weird. So I started noticing that apple is in every kind of drink, right? And like my whole life, I would like avoid everything. So like I would mostly just drink water, chocolate milk, and Mountain Dew, which is a crazy combination, but it was mostly just water. So I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh wow, why don't I drink all of these other things? And there are a lot of other drinks that I've noticed, like basically anything fruity, because apple is so cheap and easy, it's used as a filler juice in like almost anything fruity, and it's not always listed on the label. Sometimes it's just listed as fruit juice, which is incredibly dangerous for me, as I've talked to my doctor, and like they've basically been like, why don't you have this is a serious allergic reaction, like you should have an EpiPen, like you should avoid this stuff at all costs, like you could go into anaphylactic shock if you keep exposing yourself to it. And yeah, so I've just kind of been realizing that I have the most inconvenient allergy. So whenever anybody hands me like any kind of drink, I have to check the ingredients, and while it may not always say like apple on it, if it says fruit juice, I can't even risk it. So that's my little story time about the most inconvenient allergy that I have. My boyfriend is like, why won't you shut up about this? Because I talk to everyone about it. I talk to my best friend about it. I talk to anybody I meet about it. I just tell everyone that like, I'm allergic to apples, and it's the most inconvenient allergy, I think, because like take a peanut allergy for instance, right? You can kind of avoid things with peanuts in them, or, you know, at the very least try. Like, they have all of these restrictions, and like if anything's even like so much as looked at a tree nut, it has to be on the ingredients, you know, may have been produced in a place with tree nuts or like whatever. But for my allergy, which is one that most people don't have, I can't drink any juice basically except for like simply orange juice, and after a while I get sick of it because it's not good, but it's better than not having any juice whatsoever. So yeah, it's like, it's really inconvenient. And I think the last time I had apple, my boyfriend's grandmother made this like pork that was like in apple juice or whatever, and I was like, well, since it's cooked it won't be a problem, right, I think. So I tried it and I could not breathe afterwards. Like, my throat was so tight and I couldn't breathe. And like, thinking about it now, I did have that a lot, where like, you know, when I was younger I'd like be drinking something or like eating like fruit snacks or something, I'd be like, I feel like I'm being strangled. Why do I feel like I'm being strangled? But I always just kind of chalked it up to anxiety, because I have such bad anxiety, you know, due to a whole bunch of personal stuff. But yeah, so that's kind of my story about what I believe to be the world's most inconvenient allergy. And I tell people all the time, like, you know, sometimes I joke about it. I'm like, well, what if I just drink this, and then if I have a reaction that's bad enough to put me in the hospital, I can sue the company for not properly listing what I'm allergic to. It's something I'm kind of very passionate about, because like, I could die if I'm not careful, and it's hard to be careful when things aren't listed. So if it's like, yeah, I mean, check your drinks, like, to kind of back this up. So like, the next time you drink something that's like fruity or whatever, check the ingredients list, and I think you'd be surprised by how many things have apple in them. But you know, luckily I have been able to find, you know, a few things here and there. Now that I'm aware of my allergy, I don't have to avoid everything. I just know what to look for, and I know what are possible red flags. And you know, there will be times where like my boyfriend will get a drink, he'll offer it to me, and I go, I don't know, I think this has apple in it because it just says like fruit juice. And he takes it and he tastes it and he goes, oh yeah, like I can really taste the apple in that now that you mention it. And I'm like, yeah, see, like, it's so inconvenient because it's not even listed. But yeah, also before I go, I'm gonna do a little like fit check, because I'm so proud of this. Like, I'm so cute. It's all like monochrome and whatever. Anyways, thanks for my rant from the floor. I hope you enjoy my ramblings, and maybe I'll be back sometime with something else that's weighing heavy on my mind. See ya! Hello, me again, because I totally forgot to do an outro. So yeah, I really want to start doing more videos and stuff, so I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe, maybe, like, that's kind of cringe. But the most important thing that I really want to see from you guys is tell me what you want to see from me. Tell me what you want to hear me talk about. Tell me what you want to see me do, like, you know, just anything, you know. You like my voice, so you want me to talk about this, or you like my personality and you want to see me do whatever. Just, yeah, give me a little bit of feedback. Tell me why you watch my videos. Tell me what you want to see next. Thank you. Bye. Bye.